All right, we back. Episode 22, first episode of the new year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's,
man. Christmas and all that good stuff.
Happy New Year, people.
It's been a couple weeks. Yeah, so FYI, you can now catch us at The Watchers Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram. So
Watchers
The Watchers with the Z.
We are legal.
Watchers.
The Watchers
With a Z.
Podcast.
We have a legal name now.
So yeah, let's go with intros, then we get right into it. Tavon at Tri-State Tip on IG, and I got with me today my boy Jason.
Tiger Helly 19 on the IGZ and on the Snaps. And my government, Jason Williams on Facebook. Follow the stripes.
The damaging, the damaging on on Instagram.
That's Julian.
Yeah,
AKA the damaging.
And Julian Smith on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. He sure is.
Yep. Yep. Officially Julian Smith.
Where's my Facebook request?
So a couple things happened since we last been here, but I guess let's start with sports. Get NFL out the way. I think that's the biggest point of contention right now. So
see, I wanted to eat on that one.
I
wanted to eat on that one.
Wherever you want to go.
Yeah, we could get the Rock out the way.
Good. All right. Wherever you want to start, I'm cool.
Let's do it.
So,
got some choice words for Roger Goodell, but yeah. So the Rock is quote unquote being shut out of DC.
all right. Well,
I mean,
A lot of it was.
I think a lot of stuff is coming out. Well, a lot of people are supposedly leaking stuff about how he did his business around Black Adam. He was going above people, going straight to Zaslav at the time.
Yeah, he went straight to them instead of,
Right.
I guess, meeting with executives. He was trying to like rub elbows with him.
Right. And
But-
so pitching ideas, obviously Black Adam versus Superman. And it didn't rub people right away. And then some other stuff they said he was moving funny about promotions. He was putting his Terramon and shit and stuff, but they weren't like it was some weird things about how he was promoting stuff. There was things because he was in Super Pets or Super something.
Yeah, apparently, I guess he was supposed to. He had wanted an executive producer credit for that movie, and they gave it to him, but he didn't really do little to promote it or do anything. But he was promoting I guess that Termania liquor more so than that. I mean, I ain't mad that he did what he did. I mean, he was shooting a shot. I mean, it just backfired on him, really.
I mean, you're gonna be your best promoter.
Yeah, you can only promote yourself, but it's interesting that all of this is happening. Like all of this is leaking now because now they're making him look like he's egomaniac with it, which
I mean that's not the first time somebody's kind of said that. So
Pro wrestler.
But it is what it is at this point. He's not coming back. I thought we were supposed to be getting some James Gunn info this week, but it looked like it didn't happen.
I got delayed.
Yeah, he was supposed to give us a little tidbits on his plans for the future, but I guess we'll see a new date for that.
They're all in the air with that, so. I mean,
y'all doubting it, but I got a little bit of hope in it.
I'm not doubting them at all on it. Really, it's just it's a lot of confusion. I think more so everybody just wants to see what the slate's going to be. But I think if just backtracking a little bit, I think if Black Adam made money, we'd be having a different discussion right now.
And I felt like it did make money. It was to me, it was a timing thing.
I liked the movie.
I think most people like the movie. Again, it's not a thing about if the movie was good or not. It's a thing about is that going to fix DC?
No,
and it wasn't. All it was doing was delaying the inevitable anyway.
I mean, like I said, he was shooting a shot. I think I'm with you and Kat. What The Rock should have did was just, going for Shazam, putting Superman in a Shazam story was kind of like awkward. That was something that you could have really like built into. Shazam should have been the one that came out at the end with him. that end credit scene. That, to me, that was the missed opportunity. I mean, they went big and just and it failed big time.
Yeah. Well, again, I think it's spilled milk at this point. So
yeah, I mean, with me, it's just complete 100% indifference. Like,
I'm glad it came out, but I'm also glad we restarted and getting a new.
Like I said, I think Gunn's got a good mind. That's the thing. Gunn's got a good mind for this stuff. It's just, I think everybody just wants to see what the slate is, and I think Gunn need to just stop entertaining people on Twitter and just like,
let it happen. Let it keep going. If Elon Musk can do it, he can do it.
Yeah, that's true too. But it's to a degree. It's just like whatever. Whatever. I shouldn't say this, but I'm glad that he is, because at least he's debunking a lot of things that's coming out.
If anything, it shows that he cares.
Yeah,
and he has somewhat knowledge of what he's talking about when he goes back and forth with some of these people. So.
And my other thing is, this is why I'm like, because the previous regime, they didn't know what in the world they was doing. They just had people just throwing darts on the board and hoping to hit a bullseye.
Yeah. So. Some people knew what they were doing. Some people didn't.
Well, speaking of previous regime,
going forward, DC is going to be a lot funnier and a lot more colorful, folks. So.
Well, I don't know. I think he knows him. I think when it comes to directors, though, he'll let the directors decide their path. I think as far as overarching plot they want to follow and storylines they want to hit, he'll be more in charge of that. But the feel of the movies will probably be tied into the directors. We'll see.
But the more I'm thinking about it, I really think Blue Beetle should be really like the one they can start.
I do think if Blue Beetle sells, they will keep him. If Blue Beetle sells, which I think it will, he's staying. And
I hope they bring back Aldrich Hodges, though, because he was probably the best thing in Black Adam.
We'll see.
Yeah. Before we get too tied into DC, that conversation go long.
Yeah, no, you
go. New regimes, are you alluding to the man, the myth, the legend, Vincent Kennedy McMahon? I don't know. You said something about new regime.
No, okay. I wasn't going there yet. I was going to end it.
Might as well go there.
I was going to end it real quick with apparently there's talk that Ezra Miller may stick around and be in the new.
I saw that shit
in the new iterations as well. So I don't know where that's coming from or who thought of that, but if that is any semblance of true, oh boy.
I mean,
I don't think it's happening.
I don't condone anything that he's done or all that shit. I did like him as Flash because I never cared a day in my life about Flash and then he becomes Flash. I liked him in the movies, but
I didn't like the way he ran. That's the only thing I didn't like about the character. The way he ran in the movies was weird. It was like I don't know how to explain it. It was like a frisbee throw.
How excited are y'all to see Flash anyway?
I don't
care. Oh, the movie?
Yeah, the movie.
At this point, I don't really care.
I mean,
I hope it goes straight to HBO Max.
I'll watch it and enjoy it because I know it's like the last remnants of the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
For that purpose, but the part that's going to suck is like, all right, this is going to go nowhere into the same thing with Aquaman 2.
And that's how I feel.
To me, it just seemed like these last 4 films is cash cow.
Well, it's because they put too much money into it, so now you got to do something.
Shazam, I'm probably just going to wait for.
I think it's going to bomb. I really think it's going to bomb just because
I'm going to wait for most of them on HBO Max. Honestly.
I think that'll bomb. I think Flash will make money. I think Blue Beetle will be in the middle, and I think Aquaman is going to be
third
on a fence.
Yeah,
just because of everybody knows this is going to be the last of that Snyderverse.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So yeah, we could talk about wrestling.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon,
and what's going on with him? He's trying to pop back in the picture. He's back on the board of directors or something like that.
Jules will be able to talk to him.
Go ahead.
I'll try and put it in terms that we can all understand. I guess the Wall Street Journal put an article out saying that he's been wanting to come back because he felt as though he got the wrong advice about him stepping down because of his misconduct, as you can say. Well, apparently, I guess they're getting ready to sell the company. And I guess in order to sell the company, Vince McMahon owns the majority of the shares, right?
Possibly.
I think he owns majority of the sales, or he makes decisions.
Yeah, I know he said something about. Well, the article saying that he is either going to be hindering or helping whatever happens with WWE if they decide to sell or not. He's going to have to fight. He's going to hold it hostage, apparently.
Yeah.
Depending on how he feels about the situation.
I mean, he's literally doing his own storyline. I mean, if you really look at it. And I guess he had wanted to also come back as booking the thing. And the board basically said, nah, you can't do that. They said, nah, because they pretty much saying that because of his misconducts, it would be hard for him to be in charge creative yet with all these allegations.
How old is he?
Can't have him.
He got to be almost 80, right?
He's
like
77, 78 years old. It's an egomaniac thing. I mean, man's a
can't have him around the female
I also just feel like at some point, it's like, and I don't want to offend nobody, at some point, it's too old. Like presidents, I feel like you shouldn't be able to be a president after like 65.
Unless you're Bernie Sanders. A whole different story.
Well, even then, Donald Trump was like 70.
Yeah.
So it's too old. You become senile. Like, you start forgetting stuff. It's just not. It's not conducive.
Bernie Sanders people.
Yeah, and right now it's too old.
The way I just see it is, I mean, to a degree, I mean, you guys look at it like this. Vince McMahon is responsible for a lot of pop culture, if you love it or not. But there is an expiration date on your creative genius. And you can clearly tell from previous regime to what's going on there. He was out of touch with his audience. And to me, I had stopped watching a long time ago. I mean, I stopped really once I started seeing all the other stuff he was doing. Now you had the new regime, and they're starting to do a little bit more reality-based, more storylines. Okay, I'm like, all right, it's piquing my interest again. But it's going to be interesting to see who's going to buy that company now.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out. If anybody actually wants to buy it. I don't think they're in a position that they need to sell it. But, if it does, it happens, we'll see. But I've seen a lot of jokes about Tony Khan buying WWE.
That would be funny as fuck if that happened to me.
We'll see what happens.
Side note, AEW been lit the last couple of weeks. Just gonna say that.
You know what?
They've been lit the last couple of weeks.
Jay and what's his name? Jay Cargill and that one girl got it in the other night.
Yeah, I'm liking Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal against
the Acclaim.
Yo, I'm liking their matches. And Jeff Jarrett, but he's still in shape.
He looks good though.
He's still, doing his thing.
I'm sorry, but I love when you hit people with them acoustic guitars though.
Oh yeah, you don't like Jeff Jarrett?
Like, I don't know if you know how I feel about the Undertaker.
Oh man,
hate him, can't stand him. Fuck the Undertaker.
No,
is this like a personal thing?
Since like '92.
No,
ever since he beat Hogan.
Yeah,
for championship. I cannot stand Undertaker. That's probably like if you ask me.
Quick story on this.
Who's the
this
least?
Undertaker thing? This man has never, ever bought me wrestling paraphernalia in his life. He came over my house with an Undertaker T-shirt.
Found it at Gabe's because he's always talking about, they don't got shirts my size. I'm at Gabe's. There's a 3X Undertaker shirt. So I buy it from him. Was that
That was the night that I wore that shirt. Was the night the streak ended. I have not worn that shit since.
Had to put that voodoo hex on it.
That's how I feel about sports jerseys. I have 3 sports jerseys I ever owned. Right, a John Wall jersey, Wizards. He got injured that year. I brought it. A Paul George jersey. He got injured that following season. And 49ers, Patrick Willis.
Oh man,
who retired from his football injury early, and so I would not buy another sports jersey just because I feel like everybody, I'm jinxing them or something like that.
Oh, man.
I may do it out of spite on like
you're-
LeBron so I can get him to retire.
You the real man curse.
Or somebody that I don't care about that's run him out, Giannis or LeBron, just to get him out. He put that ball on the floor.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna buy any more jerseys.
that shirt to this day, it is literally still sitting in my grandmother's house.
So yeah, I got Taker, like where Taker is in my hate level. Jeff Jarrett ain't too far under.
Okay, who he beat for you? You just don't like him?
I just never.
He
liked
always
him.
been a
I ain't
career
never
bad
liked-
guy.
You know what it was?
And
When he came out with the choker that had the straps down to his
Okay,
pants.
yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah,
the-
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know what outfit it was. I've never liked that dude. I've never. Liked
I don't
that
think
dude.
most people liked him in their life because he's been like a career bad guy.
Like,
But you
Is
know what? It's certain people that you gotta respect it because he generates the hate.
And
you
you
know,
know,
he's
get a
not-
rile out of an audience.
Right.
man.
And he's probably not going to be like in the top 20 wrestlers of all time, but you're going to remember him.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to remember, like, yeah, I don't like them.
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I just love when he be hit people with them acoustics.
Yeah, yeah.
I think my favorite
it's
one
fun.
is when he hit Beetlejuice in
Um,
the hallway. He smacked the shit out of him.
but yeah, AEW's been
Yeah,
good.
AEW been
This week we should be getting the Game 7 Elite versus.
have you been watching?
I know
it?
the
They're
league gonna
using
win.
the music from the NBA. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was like, yo,
I know.
they really playing it up.
I know the Elite's going to win
They went and dug out the old John Test theme.
against my boys.
And they kept mentioning it too. They were like LeBron came out. I was like, oh y'all.
Yeah, I know they're gonna win it, but whatever. I'm Penta El Obscuro is still my boy.
Yeah.
And just presentation, boy. The boy got it. I don't care what nobody say. But
And CM Punk's gonna be back at some point.
he's
guys.
been
Trust and
he's
believe
been
that.
making rumbles
Yeah,
and
so trust
on
and
Dax
believe.
Hardwood podcast and he back in the gym now.
and
so
just and watching the stuff. Like if you look at the stuff that he
seem like
posts
CM Punk coming back.
on IG,
I will say this: if this is true, I mean that is easily
They need
the biggest payday that company will have.
well. In addition, you know who I felt took the brunt of him leaving? MJF.
'Cause
MJF
it killed
was
his
about to
momentum.
Yeah, his momentum coming back from that suspension and the feud between him and CM Punk was about to. It felt like peak storyline right there, and it almost felt a little real. And for that to just get twisted and go to John Moxley, who didn't really want to be, he wanted to be on vacation, and it was weird. It felt weird.
It was like a transitional champion.
Yeah, it
I
felt
mean, my
weird.
excitement level for that match was.
It felt
like,
weird, but
I was,
the
I really-
MJF CM Punk felt almost real.
It was an authentic
and
thing.
just
Yeah.
last week I watched their match, that dog collar match they had, where
They
they
got
came
it
out
in.
to the old theme and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
Yo, that match. I mean, I saw it when it happened. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, this is dope. I went back and watched it again. I was like, yo, this is a fucking match.
Yeah, it was
good.
It was a good match.
But it's also some crazy couple rumors. Look like Hunter look like he's trying to bring back a lot of the foreign talent from.
Yeah, so I saw he was
It's-
trying to get some guys from New Japan. Speaking of New Japan, Sasha Banks made her New Japan debut over there. Her name is Mercedes Monet. Money. She botched her finishing move, but
Big time.
Well, they said what's the name? Botched it.
she dropped too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a new
The
move.
girl,
she didn't
the
know.
girl
it.
dropped
What's
too
a nice
soon.
move though? They showed it
In the
they showed
ring, in
her-
the practice ring.
Yeah,
It looked
she-
good.
I was like,
I was
that's a nice
supposed to go,
move, you know.
but yeah, the girl didn't really
Set her
understand
feet
what.
down.
Yeah,
And bot just happened.
yeah, everybody botched.
I mean, I'm happy to see.
Her happy.
I'm happy to see her go do something.
yeah,
'cause
I'm
you
sure
get-
they pay her.
Because you get over the years, you get people locked in their contracts,
Mm-hmm.
or they don't, they lose the passion, or they just like sometimes you just want to go do something else. You want to
Yeah.
go work for another company,
And I got a feeling she's gonna be on AEW not too soon. so.
and I've always said WWE has had the habit of mismanaging her.
Yeah, I did feel
they
that. I
have.
did
Yeah.
feel that.
They've always.
I think she should have won a little bit more than she had.
Once you saw
She
She
put a lot-
put the face for.
a lot
She
of girls
carried the
over.
face for women's
You
wrestling.
really look at it. She put a lot of them girls over.
Yeah,
She put Belair
but she was
over.
really good. Like she's not the size of Belair because Belair got the strength.
yeah.
But the skill that she had for how tiny she is and the story arcs that she went through, she probably should have won a little bit more. I think they were catering to Charlotte Flair for a long time.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair is cool, but
She
it gets
ain't-
boring. It gets dull.
And
I was just happy to see her take it off for Ronda Wacky.
Yeah. Because Ronda just
Ronda
trash.
Rousey is trash. She is complete garbage.
I've never seen a wrestler wrestle with 2 left feet.
I can see a Jade Cargill Sasha Banks match.
I'm with that.
I can see that.
Apparently, she's high on the E's radar right now.
Who
Jay Cargill.
Cargill.
is on whose radar?
On Vincent, I guess Hunter's radar.
I'm sure.
I mean,
sure.
she got the
Don't go
size.
there.
I mean,
Don't go
she
there.
kind of wrestles their style over there.
Don't go
I
over
mean,
there, Jay.
not-
Yeah.
I wouldn't go, but
They ain't gonna let you do what you want.
but I don't like how they're using Jade either. Though.
Tony be letting you do what you want to do.
She winning. She actually wrestled
she's
3 weeks in a row, which
she's
she
winning.
hasn't done in a while.
Just my thing is they don't have her.
They're gonna give her a good watch. She's almost at 50,
Yeah.
and at which point I got a feeling because the people that she's been wrestling kind of been limited to a certain group. They haven't let her go against Hater. They haven't let her go against
See, that's the problem.
that other group of
'Cause
women. That
you
you
got
know,
this, she's
it's two
clearly-
women groups really. And I got a feeling they're either going to try to get Sasha at some point to come over, or have Hater or one of DMD, Tony Storm, one of them actually, give her work.
I just don't like the fact that. I mean,
But
she's
she's
a
new.
little bit more over than some of them other girls. Over
I get
there.
it because she
And
looks
she's-
crazy.
and she's only featured on like the B show on a Friday night.
Because she's the least skilled.
I know,
I mean,
yeah, that's true.
She's the
it's-
least
it's-
experienced.
It's no different than WWE.
Yeah,
having guys on Raw and then
see,
having
that's what I'm
somebody.
saying.
Right.
Yeah.
I
She's
think-
the least experienced, but you can't deny the way she looks.
Yeah,
But you know what I really think they
she's
keep
gotten better though.
Yeah.
But you know why I think
She
they
needed
really
that,
keep
though.
her on there though? Still get eyes because they know she's a draw. They know people like to see her. They're like, because I said we got to put
You
somebody
can't hide her.
on there.
That
they
girl
like.
on NXT gonna have to come over somewhere.
yeah,
She's not just gonna be able to stay on NXT. The way her body look is crazy.
yeah,
Oh, Nikita
Yeah.
Lyons.
oh
It
yeah.
looks you just can't. That's so,
Nikita Lyons, if you're watching right now. My name's Jason. I'm a Sagittarius. I like long walks on the beach.
Feet in his hand.
I write poetry. You know,
but yeah,
I'm a cultured man. Just letting you know.
they letting her get the experience because she's the least experienced, but they also giving her an audience and let her be seen, which I think is the best thing right now.
Now I guess they're
At some point though, it will get real.
Yeah, they're gonna.
And I think at this 50 mark is when it's going to start changing.
I just hope whoever they make her lose to, it's going to be something worth it.
That's why I can see Sasha.
I feel like that's what they're waiting on though.
Maybe Sasha. If they don't get her, it'd be crazy because it would be Red Velvet. Ironically, it would be Red Velvet because that was her first rival that she had over there. Right? I mean, I'm not saying that that's like the one that's going to do it,
We ain't
but
dropping it.
I
She got a little feud going on. but-
Yeah, it ain't losing your title to.
Oh no.
And you know what? What's her name is not bad. Is it Velvet? Who she fight the other day?
Kiera Hogan.
Kiera Hogan's
Kiera
not bad.
Hogan nice too.
Yeah.
Kiera Hogan's not bad. I'm watching
Oh
her
yeah, she
wrestle.
could go.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
yo,
she
if
She nice.
obviously she looks small, but if you watch her,
She can go.
she good.
Yeah.
She real good.
She real agile too.
Yeah,
Real agile.
she real good.
Yeah, they was getting. I know Jade I think Jade had her best match the other night though. Was it Friday night? I think.
Battle of the Belts.
Yeah,
Yeah, I miss that. So.
yeah, that was actually a real good one.
How he
Yeah.
Right there. Oh, you.
and you
But,
for the racist.
So slight transition. Dana White
He had a wrestling match of his own on the UFC.
had his own match.
How ironic a guy invents a show called Power Slap and makes his wife
The first, him and his
first
wife, the first
contestant.
contestants. So he was a video, I guess, at a New Year's Eve party in Mexico, I believe.
Yeah.
His wife took a swing at him, and then he slapped her back.
Oh, she smacked him.
Oh, she did. Okay,
She smacked him. She connected.
and he smacked her back. It was a
smacked
little.
her.
It got a little dark and blurry
Smacked
afterwards.
her twice. That was
Yeah,
my
I
thing.
saw the one hand, and
hit
then
the
I thought
one.
I couldn't tell if he went like a
For a guy
this.
who owns the Ultimate Fighting Championship, I mean, and he comes off like he's the brash tough guy. That was the weakest fucking slap.
I mean, he probably didn't want to he didn't want to.
he
Ray
was.
Ricer. He just wanted to.
Right. I
just
was thinking Ray Mercer.
Send the message.
But he looked like he was just smacking him
Yeah.
on that.
But
But
so I think the show, I don't want to say it's canceled,
they tabled it. But
right now it's not coming out. It was supposed to come out soon, but right now it
And
looks like
I was kind of excited to watch it.
I've been watching. I've not that show. He basically just copied this Russian shit because I remember watching on YouTube.
yeah, that's where he got the idea
slaps,
from.
The slap contest they used to do in Russia, and then they brought it over to America. But he made his own thing. But I used to watch the videos. It pop up on Facebook or YouTube or something
Yeah, I
like
see
that.
some
They be smacking
Yeah.
The whole
Sonic.
hell out
Go out,
of
they
each other.
like,
Sonic rings out of each other, boy.
Man,
They be
it's more than that.
Smoke coming out their head. They,
see, I just wanted to see how you flesh out a whole series based on dudes smacking each other. They got a house, they arguing. I was like, they get ready to fight, they gonna slap each other. Like,
I call Dana power slap.
yeah.
Hold on,
I can't do that. I can't.
Hold on, he's got a show called "Looking for a Fight" and he's fighting his wife.
You can't. I can't. I can't just get slapped.
But
for
all
reason.
seriousness, though, I mean, it's kind of funny that I'm just using this as an example, but ESPN and some of these other media shows was quick to blast Kyrie for just this one thing.
All right.
But nobody's saying nothing about this man.
oh, they
Well,
were defending.
They
were
basically,
trying to defend him.
they say, well, he's a great guy and this and that other
Well-
stuff. Dana White is a very questionable guy with some of his business tactics. We
Right.
can say.
So it definitely hasn't been as much scrutiny, I feel, towards him since this stuff came out. And usually when they get you on video, they go hard on you. Because it's always like, oh, it's a domestic violence issue, blah, 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 blah. But once the video surfaces, they on your ass.
But had that been one of us that power slapped our wives, oh man, we'd be canceled. We wouldn't even be having to watch a show anymore, man.
my thing was she shouldn't have slapped him.
That's true.
He shouldn't.
Yeah.
Have, neither one of us should be slapped.
Right.
They in the wrong, but I'm just
If
saying,
we get
like,
into slap boxing, look, I don't need to be with you.
Exactly. At which point do
I
we just say,
agree
you know
with
what,
you,
enough's
man.
enough? And then you got to talk to her later. Like, look, you just cost me a show. I think we just going to have to go our separate ways.
I mean, I've had some ex-girlfriends that are very physical. They know who they are.
I ain't saying nothing.
Somebody watching this show probably knows who they are.
I
So
ain't
you know who I'm talking. You know. Ain't gonna say her name.
cake in the hair. Yo, that was like a real life thin line between.
She may be a doctor right now.
Uh-oh.
All I know is if anything ever happens to me and I look up, she's standing over my bed. I know the Lord calling me now. It's time to go.
If this
She's
is-
about to take me out.
If this is Tiger Helly's last podcast
Like,
appearance,
look,
we
if
know
they
what
get me in the
happened.
hospital. You know what happened. If Amber, never mind.
Lawsuit.
I got the court documentation. So
But yeah, they shouldn't be partaking in such activities, especially if you're in a certain tax bracket now. What the fuck y'all fighting for?
yeah, for real.
Yeah, either way, he should still get a little bit more scrutiny than what he got.
Yeah.
And shout out to Stephen A. Smith for going harder on Will Smith than he did for.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. They was
He
like
went hard on Will Smith, but went easy on
Yeah, they
on
should.
Dana White.
And Molly Karen. They was literally saying, I've known Dana for like this and that, this. I've never seen this, but you know Will Smith, and y'all came out here saying, well, he should have never put his hands on Chris Rock and this and that. He set black people back. If that's the case, Dana White and set white people back longer than that.
Well, we can't go there.
And Will,
But
that's not a thing that happens.
and Will, if Jada's touching you and hitting you, leave her.
that's just the thing that kind of
Jada.
bothers me with it, Joe. It's just more of the double standard on it.
Yeah, but that's gonna be life. You're not
Yeah,
gonna
I mean
change
that's
that.
life. I mean, unfortunately, it's a certain privilege that he's going to have. So it is what it is.
So we ready to talk about?
Are you ready?
ready to talk about the talk about?
Because I've been hearing you talk for
Talk about the
a
talk
little
about.
bit. Are you ready to get this off your chest?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Well, we're gonna start with glad the situation from Monday Night Football. As you probably all know right now, the Bengals versus the Buffalo Bills in Cincinnati got cut a little short with 5-6 minutes left in the first quarter. Bengals up 7-3, driving, about to score again.
T.
Has nothing to do with the situation. T. Higgins catches a beautiful clutch 13-yard pass for another first down because we drive and that's what we do. And he got tackled by Damar Hamlin. Damar Hamlin got up after the tackle for about maybe 2 seconds, and he collapsed. Apparently, he had a cardiac situation. Pretty much went into cardiac arrest. Mm-hmm. I'm still not sure if they're sure if it came from the hit, or if it was something pre-existing that just popped up at that time. And it's possible they have that in baseball. It happens. Yeah,
it happened in soccer.
Yeah, and in soccer,
not too long ago, wasn't it?
A couple years back, it happened to play in soccer.
Yeah. And they even say like if you take a hit to the heart at the right time, and the beat and all that, you can go into cardiac arrest. Mm-hmm. But the game was stopped, and rightfully so. Everybody was distraught. They were out on the field doing CPR, trying to bring him back, take him to the ambulance. I heard they actually had to take him back out the ambulance to do CPR again and then put him in again.
Yeah,
that's what I heard. So the game was initially suspended, with the score being 7-3 Bengals.
So yes, fast forward. He is now. Looks like he's recovering,
doing better.
He's conscious. He's
still in critical condition,
still in critical, breathing on his own.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah. However, now we're at a situation in the NFL about what do we do about the game. So go ahead, Jason. What was the outcome?
So the outcome was, first of all, they didn't have an answer for days. This happened Monday. They didn't have a solution until I think they finally canceled the game. Either late Wednesday, late Wednesday or early Thursday. The game was considered canceled, and then the decision of what they were going to do going forward about the games, the results, and the playoff implications, because that game was a very important game. It was about 4 different teams that had direct implications.
It's because of the seeding of it, right?
Well, it's mainly the seeding, also mainly the seeding.
Yeah,
and who's going to get what seeds. It could
determine who was first place, second, yada yada yada.
And the Bengals, which is obviously my team, we had a control your destiny type deal where us winning that game against the Bills, which I'm pretty sure we were going to win, and then us beating the Ravens today, as we did, we would have at worst been the 2nd seed and possibly the 1st seed if Kansas City lost.
Because they're number 4
yesterday.
Now, right?
No, we're 3.
We're 3.
Number 4 is the Jaguars.
Oh, okay.
Because they're in that trash division. But anyway, so it became a thing where we're fighting for number 1 seed, but if you don't count this game, we're a game short, and we can no longer fight for that number 1 seed.
So the best you can get now
is a number 2.
Would have been number 2,
which we still could have got today had the Bills lost. We had to win and the Bills lose.
Right.
But
so now you guys are definitely 3.
We're 3.
Yeah.
Now the real big problem came is in their decision. It wasn't even just that you decided to cancel the game and then not do anything with those results, which I personally felt like it was going to be unfair to somebody. If anything, both teams had a possession in that game. The score was 7-3. I would have took the win. I would have took the win at 7-3. Make that the game, whatever. But the actual rule on the books for a canceled game that was confirmed during the pandemic, because there was a possibility of games being canceled, was then you go to the winning percentage of the team. That's how you judge who's got a better
So what happened
seeding.
with that?
Well, what had happened was, instead of just going with the rules that were already on the books, they decided to make up this whole thing because this is quote unquote unprecedented. But even if you're in an unprecedented situation, you still have rules on the books to solve this. So what should have happened was, if they weren't going to give us the results for the games, for that game, I would have said, you're supposed to go by the winning percentage.
Right.
The problem was they didn't do that. Instead, they had some cockamamie thing about because they said that the Ravens were going to have an issue if they won today. Their issue would be that they beat us twice this season. We have one less game, but they have the better divisional record, so they should get the home. No, we have a better winning percentage, and that would have solved it.
How it is.
But instead, the NFL decides, oh, so if the Ravens beat the Bengals today, which they didn't, but if they did, then we knew that we'd be playing them next week in the first round of the playoffs.
So they're basically playing them twice.
Well, no. See, that just happened just because how the seedings went anyway. But their solution to the problem was, all right, there'll be a coin toss to see where this game's going to be played if we had lost today. But since we won, that conversation is now null and void. But it was just dumb to put us in that situation. It was dumb that the way you guys saw it now, and then the Chiefs and Bills got some weird thing that if they go and they end up in the AFC Championship, which I feel like the NFL really wants real bad, but we're going to mess that up. They're going to do. It's going to have to be it's going to be a neutral. They're not going to play in
either a team
in Buffalo or in KC.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
Which it's just a mess. Just go by the
letter of the law
and just go. It's like you didn't need to make up a new rule. You didn't have to make up all this stuff. Just say, hey, we're going to go with the winning percentages moving forward.
Yeah.
Boom.
That would have been the easiest. I mean, if it's like that, then that should have been an open and shut case right in and there.
But like I said, like I've been telling people, the NFL wants that Chiefs, Bills, AFC Championship so bad. The only way you can really get it started is
like rigging.
You need one's got to be at 1, one's got to be at 2, so that you can keep them away from each other until the AFC Championship. But it's all right. Bengals gonna mess that whole thing up. So we won today, by the way. So ain't no coin toss.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy that they got to play each other next week, and they just did it this week.
That happens once in a while, but I was more irritated that
just the procedure of it.
Because I feel like the league never respected us. They don't respect us. They didn't respect us last year. We went to the Super Bowl. Even I was watching ESPN the other day. Even the fact that we went into Arrowhead, beat the Chiefs, who are pretty much bulletproof in Arrowhead in the playoffs. We went in there, beat them. Took the AFC Championship. They'll talk more about, Patrick Mahomes choked more than – no, he didn't choke. We beat them. You forced turnovers. You forced quarterbacks to make mistakes. He didn't just make them on his own. He was forced to make those mistakes.
Right.
So instead of just saying how good we are, they like to make it the other team. Like it happened a couple weeks ago, that week when we beat the Buccaneers. Mm-hmm. The story was more, Tom Brady made all these mistakes. That's why. Versus, no, we forced Tom Brady to make mistakes.
Well, they want to control the narrative.
I mean,
put it over.
They can control that narrative all they want, but we here, and we got a saying. The Cincinnati Bengals have a new saying, and this hashtag. They got to play us. Everybody got to play us. You got to play us. We the AFC championships. You got champions. You got to play us.
There you go.
I mean,
we won 8 straight. We won the last 8 games of the season. Would have been 9. Because we was going to beat the Bills, and then some other news came out too. I just thought we got screwed the worst out of the whole situation.
You did,
and it was just the fact that they did the right thing. They showed humanity. They took care of everything. It was like because they had Joe Burrow and the other captains on our team wanted to talk to the captains on their team. And then they came together because I watch everything Bengals. I watch all of our post game and all that. And they said what they wanted to do. They asked our coach Zach Taylor, can they talk to their captains? And they said what they want to do was let the Bills captains know that hey, we don't want to finish this game today because they already seen everything going on.
I mean, they did the right thing.
But it came out later. What came out, I was reading about it. A source. Pretty much in the NFL, the assumption was that the Bengals thought that we were going to play that game Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
They thought they were going to move it to Tuesday. Guess what? Bills got out of town. Bills left Monday night. They got out of town. They left. They got on a plane and left, which I knew because they said they were. And then people were making excuses. They were like, oh, well, they couldn't get lodging. And if they just checked out of a hotel, you can't tell me all those hotel rooms that they were just in are filled up, and it's the Bills. I said, you got to put half the players at this hotel, put the half at the, do what you got to do. But they got the hell out of Dodge because they knew what was coming, and that was the Cincinnati Bengals about to whoop that ass. And I'm just telling the truth, folks. So if there's any Bills fans out there watching, hey, no malice to you. But my boys about to whoop that ass, and I hope we see them in the playoffs too.
We'll see how this playoff turns out.
I mean, if something's going to happen, I really think it's going to be
I just didn't like
big
that.
ass upset.
Yeah, they said they thought that it was going to be Tuesday, and then the Bills left Monday night. They jumped on the plane and left, most of them.
Well, we'll see how the playoffs play out, and hopefully you do get the rematch against the Bills and let everything be squared.
I hope.
As of right now, the playoff picture. So AFC, Kansas City number 1, Bills 2, Bengals 3, Jaguars with a 9-8 record
out of nowhere.
Number 4.
How the hell did that
They
happen?
was dead in the water. Well, you know what happened? Tennessee Titans have lost their last 7 games.
Yeah.
Oh, 8.
Because they lost.
Yeah, oh yeah. And you know who started that streak? It was us. They played it when we played them. They were 7-3, and then lost the rest of the games. That's crazy.
The
Chargers 5, Baltimore 6, Dolphins 7.
Yeah.
NFC, Philadelphia Eagles squeaked by with the number 1. 14-3. Number 2 on the 10-game win streak, the San Francisco 49ers.
If the Eagles go to the Super Bowl, I'm going to wear a whole Eagles outfit on here.
All right.
I'm going to do a Shaquille O'Neal. Watch. You going to see the biggest.
If we end up playing y'all, I may go to that game. Vikings 3. Tampa Bay 8-9.
I hope
4.
they lose, man.
Both teams. No, they 9-8. They worse than the Jaguars. Cowboys 12-5. Number 5.
I hope they lose next week.
Giants 9-7 and 1 draw.
And the Packers right now trying to play to get that last
Seahawks
spot.
is right now unless
Green Bay
wins this game, then it'll be Green Bay.
The Lions are trying to play spoiler right now, but they ain't
I hope
happening.
they win. I'd rather see the Lions because that's what we're going to have to play. We'll have to play the 7th seed. So it's either Seattle.
No, I think the Lions got eliminated.
But yeah. Sorry, it's going to be Seattle or Packers, and we've been beating Seahawks ass this year. So I could do that one more time.
I mean, shout out to Geno Smith though, because that man. I mean, gotta give him some credit.
I think he's gonna win comeback player of the year. I think he's definitely getting.
I'm biased, Brandon Graham, man, but
I think Geno gonna get it though.
Yeah, I hope. Well, if you do, good for him. But I'm rooting for Brandon Graham. I'm just Eagles fan. I'm biased.
We'll see how. We'll see how this playoff plays out. Best luck to all your teams.
Yes.
49ers going to win, but best luck.
I want Bengals 49ers. That's the Super Bowl I want.
I just want the Eagles.
Is that all we have for you?
I was going to say, should we get on this Skip Bayless thing?
You know what? Let's just say real quick. Fuck Skip Bayless.
Yeah, there you go.
I personally didn't disagree with what he had to say.
And I see where he was trying to say I didn't mean it negatively.
I see.
I get what you're saying, but sometimes
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, if he ain't got nothing nice to say, it's better not to say nothing at all.
He didn't say nothing. He said
right, and I don't think he really apologized for what he said.
I think he was
because he's trying to say like, I didn't mean it like that, so I'm not going to apologize. Shannon was on his ass that day. I thought
Shannon was going to come over that counter and beat the shit out of him.
Shannon was on his ass that day. He came back though.
He's gonna be the Skip. Not Skip. Don't tell about it.
He's like, you know what? Go ahead, talk about what's her name, Jen. He can't cut him off. Well, you always cut me off, Skip. You know what? Never mind. Just go ahead.
I was about to say, Shannon was great. Come out of that suit like Incredible Hulk.
He was on his ass that day.
He was gonna beat the hell out of him.
We don't gotta give it too much like and. People always, sometimes got a chin check on. Mm-hmm. It's funny. It's funny when it happens. But he's another old dude, maybe past his time.
He's a Vince McMahon.
I like Skip.
Yeah, I don't think he's malicious in any type of way. I just think sometimes the manner in which he says something,
it's tone deaf.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Read
why
the
I
room.
was like,
Huh?
all right.
Sometimes you got to read the room a little
Yeah,
bit. before you say
yeah,
something.
he doesn't do it.
It's just one of them things. You say something that's waiting, let it simmer first, man.
Right.
But after that, I was just like, man. Sometimes, like you said, just shut the fuck up.
I mean, I'm glad DeMar Tomlin is doing better though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Hamlin, sorry,
Hamlin.
Tomlin. Think about Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin.
They gotta live.
Who's not going to the playoffs this year?
That's his first
Yeah,
time?
Steelers. Sit home and watch us win on your couch. On your couch. Can't stand the Steelers.
So he's gonna be waving a terrible towel on the couch for the first time.
He wiping his tears when you watch us win.
Y'all think he's watching Juice since he looks like him? I mean, he do look like Omar Epps.
But I'm glad Hamlin's fine, because now we can talk about football again. Because I felt like during the week,
Yeah, it was a little taboo to talk about the actual game.
meanwhile
Take
you
away
do
attention
have
from him.
game logistics that are needing to play out this
Yeah,
week,
yeah.
and it's coming up. Like
Everything worked out.
you can still
Outside of the Bengal situation, everything else kind of worked out.
Sorry, we took care of business today.
That is crazy though, man. I was wondering how this whole thing's gonna play out. There.
We was gonna do some of the stuff we was looking forward to, but since we don't have a full cast this week, I think it's best we'll save it for next week.
Yeah.
But for people watching, if there are things you are looking forward to for the 2023 year, movies, TV shows, whatever it could be, let us know. Potential fights in UFC, boxing, wrestling, whatever it is. Next week we're going to talk about some of the things we're looking forward to this year.
Yeah.
So
We also want to say thank you for sticking with us. We're growing, we're building, we're young, we're doing the best we can with this.
yeah, I'm young.
Yeah, I'm young.
Well, I feel bad because I can't hide the grade. But
I strictly go by my street age. So,
31 or 21,
28.
28.
They telling me 27, 28. So you already know.
No, I can't. It's bad when he was like, "Man, you look like my dad now." I'm like, really?
Like, you can call me daddy, but that's a whole other story though.
But yeah.
Lord.
Sorry.
But
Go ahead, finish, Drew.
but we're like I said, we officially are embracing the name The Watchers now. We're going to be doing some things with this very, very soon. So just stick with us. We're going to have a lot more fun on here, and thanks for your support.
Yeah, just tune in.
So make sure you check us out at the Watchers Podcast, Watchers with a Z, and that's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram. So wherever you want to follow us at, go ahead and do that, and we should be there. With that said, I am Tavon at Tri-State Tip. If you want to follow me in particular, that's where to find me.
I am the Damaging on Instagram and Julian Smith on Facebook. Aw. Yo, I like doing that.
Hey, you already know Tiger Helly 19, Snapchats, Instagrams, and the government on Facebook. Jason Williams. Follow the Stripes. Episode 22. 22 is in the books.
It's in the books. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
Aw.